I just got done watching all 5 Final Destination movies back to back to back to back. And I feel like I just woke up from a fucking fever dream. The first Final Destination movie is the story of some fucking kids on a high school trip going to fucking Paris. And when they're on the plane, one of the kids sees like an imminent vision of their death. The fucking plane explodes, fucking motherfuckers fly out the fucking fuselage and shit, whatever. As soon as they take off, everybody dies. Whatever. Nobody likes that. So the kid starts freaking out or whatever, and then him and some people get thrown off the plane, and you know, their teacher's mad at them and shit, and you know, both the teachers get off, and one of them's like, nah, you know, you go ahead, you love Paris or whatever, so you go ahead on the plane, and I was here with these kids because they got thrown off and we can't get back on the damn plane. Anyway, as soon as the plane takeoffs, shit fucking explodes. Crazy kid was right. Here we go. So now everybody in the town is like sad and whatever, and then like randomly one of the kids that survived like accidentally hangs himself. It's pretty funny. Tony Todd is in the fucking movie, and he's a goddamn legend. All right, anything he's in is fucking awesome. The man can fucking act, and he basically like is like some mortician or some shit, and he tells the psychic kid like, you disrupted Death's plan, and like Death is gonna go around and like get what he's owed or whatever. So like all these kids that were supposed to die on the plane or whatever, all the people, they're gonna die now again, like later. So like, all the kids start dying basically in the order that they would have died on the plane, and like they get like a seating chart, and then the kid like maps out like, oh, in my vision I vividly remember he got shot out the window and he got burnt up, and then I got burnt up, whatever. So they have this map of like whoever's gonna die, and here's how they all die.
Then you can just drop fucking dead.
All right, okay, just stay still, okay? You're dead! You're dead! And you ain't taking me with you!
So there's like the dickhead bully kid, and he's like on some train tracks and shit or whatever, like on his car gets stuck, and main character kid saves him or whatever, and he lives, and then for some like random reason they like deduce that like, okay, so like Death's plan is fallible, and that because this kid was saved from his death, whatever, that he must be skipped. So like, I mean, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, so he's safe now because they saved him once, but the psychic kid already saved all of them once. Like, why does, like, they're insinuating that Death can only have like one. Death has 2 plans. He's got the original plan, and if you fuck the original plan, he has one backup plan, but if you stop the one backup plan, that's it. Death is fucking defeated. It really doesn't make any sense anyway. Whatever. So it's according to the seating chart or whatever, the psychic kid is like, oh, it's my turn to die. It's my turn to die. So he's like in a cabin or whatever in the middle of the fucking woods. And then like he just like kind of like randomly remembers that in his vision, he switched seats on the plane, right? So some girls ask him to switch seats or whatever, and in the vision, he does. But in real life, he didn't. So he basically, this means that he's not next in the death list. But I mean, it's like, okay, like it does, once again, doesn't really make any sense. It's fucking crazy. Like, so your vision was already flawed, so whatever made you think that it was real to begin? Anyway, so he goes to this realization that, oh, he's not next. It's actually, in real life, his girlfriend would have been next, Clear or whatever. So he's like, I'm gonna go save her. So then he goes and saves her. And they all three of him, the dickhead kid and the two, live happily ever after. But except they don't, because then they go to Paris. Finally, they're like, oh boy, we're finally going to Paris, just like we should have did a long time ago. And dickhead kid gets crushed by a sign. And they're like, oh man, Death's plan is back in action. Looney Tunes 2.
So who's next?
Anyway, the main character dude dies off screen hilariously. He gets his head crushed by a brick or something for the second movie. Anyway, next movie. Final Destination 2 is literally the exact same movie, except this time it's some girl and she gets a vision of some crazy pileup on the highway. And like, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the movies, I think that this like death sequence is like the most infamous, and it's honestly it's the best one. It's the most memorable one for me. This one in the bridge comes up later. Anyway, man, this shit is crazy. Just fucking take a look. Take a fucking look. It's super fucking crazy. Anyway, it's literally the exact same movie, and it's the exact same steps. It's sort of ridiculous, like when you watch them back to back. Like I watched all 5 in a row, sat here for like an entire day, subjected myself to this torture for literally single-digit views on YouTube. Anyway, so the only difference is this time, like the girl from the first movie, Clear or whatever, she is like their death dodging like sensei or whatever, and she's in like a mental institution. She put herself in this padded room and shit so death can't get her. I don't fucking know. They convince her to come out with some shit logic, and whatever, they all die. This time though, Tony Todd says the only thing that can defeat Death's plan, now mind you, he didn't say this in the first movie, but anyway, the only thing that could defeat Death's plan is new life or whatever. So one of the ladies that was supposed to die in this pileup was pregnant. So they think that like, okay, well, if she has her baby, then that counts as the new life. So she's in the hospital. Then they get this vision of this nurse strangling her. Kalajian. They keep saying this name, Kalajian or whatever, some nurse lady. Anyway, so they get a vision, or she gets a vision of her dying in the hospital. So they're like, oh shit, we gotta go to the hospital. So they all go to the fucking hospital. More people die. Fucking, you know, Clear dies. The dude in the hospital from before fucking dies. Everyone's fucking dying. The lady has her baby, and then the main character girl is like, oh wait, so this Isabella, the pregnant woman, wasn't the one in my vision. She actually lives. She has, like, I guess, a second part of the vision, and Isabella, the lady that had the baby, never was gonna die. The person that she saw dying, that she thought was Isabella in her vision, was actually her. And what the fuck, bro? So you're telling me that this girl has like she has like a third person cinematic POV of this death? Makes no sense. Holy shit, does it not make any sense? Anyway, shit happens. Fucking girl, fucking she like her like brakes fail and she like hits a lake, and then the collage, still like her vision of the Kalajian woman killing Isabella was actually the Kalajian lady saving her. Okay, anyway, so she gets defibrillated, whatever, she comes back to life, and then they're like, oh well, this counts as a new life because she was technically dead, and then she got defibrillated, and then she comes back. Now mind you, this shit is extremely not fair, because what the fuck? What if she got like crushed like the other dude did by the fucking piece of glass? Like, you know, it's like, why does death have all these dumbass rules? Anyway, whatever. So, you know, main girl lives, and fuck, whatever. Everyone else is dead. There's a really funny scene like towards the end, like some kid randomly gets saved during some other death sequence, and he fucking gets blown up by a propane gas tank, and his arm like his arm like falls on the whatever. Here it is. It's fucking funny. It's super fucking funny. All right, for real. All right, next movie. Boom. Third movie, same shit. Some kids die on a fucking ride at the fair. This girl gets off in time, and some other kids get kicked off with her. It's like, it's the third one. You guys know where this shit is going. Like, it's not. There's no. They're not flipping the script, right? It's not death dying or some dumb shit. It's whatever. So, all these kids die, and you know. It's like, here we go. Here's all the deaths. Whatever. Like. This whole movie is pointless because like everyone dies, right? Everyone dies. So some of them, the first one, the girl lives. Well, the girl and the guy live, but the guy dies off. Devon Sawa, he dies off screen. But the girl lives. The second one, the girl lives. This third one though, everyone fucking dies. I say traps. For some reason, I'm like saying this is like a Saw movie. They all die in their little Rube Goldberg death machines. Whatever, lady gets nailed. And then the survivors, they all go to New York, and they're in like a subway, and the girl gets a vision again, and she's like, oh shit, the subway train is gonna fucking crash. And then they all die in this subway train accident. So it's fucking pointless. This movie is like awful to watch. Some of the deaths are okay, I guess. Like some of them are pretty memorable. The swords one is pretty funny. But it's just, all in all, like, this is where I really started to struggle to pay attention. Like, here. It was just so boring. Acting is real bad. This sucks, dude. Anyway, whatever. Fucking next movie. Here we go. The Final Destination. And I'm sure that they won't ever make a fifth one, and that they will never regret naming this The Final Destination. Wow. I'm not even gonna bother saying it. This time it's a NASCAR event. Some lady gets her head crushed by a tire. It's like the one memorable death for me in this movie. She gets her head crushed by the tire outside. Pretty funny. On a side note, somehow the boyfriend of the lady that gets her head crushed like blames the main guy for that somehow. Like his whole thing was that like, oh well, if you didn't tell us to get out, she'd still be alive. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like a whole car rips through the stand. She was gonna die anyway. She just died a little later. You know, whatever. Here it is.
Are you okay?
This one is shot in 3D and it does not age well. It's looking like fucking Jaws 3D and shit. It's pretty bad. Shot pretty bad. Looks cheap. It's got like porno shooting. It's like really crappy. Feels less like a movie. It feels more like this like sci-fi original shit. It doesn't, you know, say what you want about the other three less so. But the first two at least felt like a movie. This shit just is like a boring series of events. Like, yeah, I mean, the whole movie's fucking dumb. Everyone dies.
Have you always
fucking Tony Todd is not even in it. 3 and 4, Tony Todd aren't in it. That's how you know they're bad. No redeeming qualities. Fucking no Candyman, no candy. Boring. Fucking finally, after what feels like a fucking eternity, our adventure through this looping universe of death known as Final Destination is almost complete. And this one, meh. Same shit. This time it's on a bridge. I mentioned before, the scene is like pretty memorable. Here it is. Again, they're trying to be death, but at least fucking Tony Todd is in this movie, and thank fucking God. It isn't that bad. Some of the deaths are pretty great this time. The gymnastics death was like pretty funny, although... All right, sidebar here. As like someone who deals with medical cases like this, like professionally, there's no way that your body, your spine would just fucking annihilate it from this kind of. It's not a it's not an insignificant fall, but it's not. I don't know. It wouldn't crush your spine in the middle of your back like it does and like break both your. This shit is crazy. This is crazy death. This pretty good, but there's no way that shit would happen. I mean, human body is stronger than that generally. She has to be going pretty fucking fast. Anyway, I mean, the plot is like kind of standard. It's kind of boring. It really is the same thing, but at least it's shot better. At least the characters are not as annoying. Like this time around, like one of the guys accidentally kills a dude at work, and like death skips him, like he was supposed to be next or whatever, but someone else dies or some shit. So they surmise that like death is like, if you kill somebody, you get their time added to your time. I know. You're screaming right now, because what does that mean for every other person on Earth, right? Is the only people that are in this exact situation? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so by that logic, they're like serial killers would live for like 4,000 years because they fucking kill like 30 people. Whatever. Anyway, so, you know, one guy just wants to murder. He goes crazy and just wants to murder. And they don't like that. So whatever. They accidentally, you know, whatever. They kill the murder guy. And they live or whatever. The best part about this movie, I think, is kind of the end. Like the whole way through the movie, it's very vague. It's a very vague movie in terms of like the time it takes place in. There's not a lot of technology. All the cars are pretty whatever. As someone who, I don't know a lot about cars, so fuck me, right? I don't know. Maybe there is a 2010 fucking vehicle somewhere. But this movie is actually a prequel to the first film. And at the end of 5, the two main characters, the guy and the girl, they're going to Paris because the whole movie they're talking about, oh, you know, you're a chef and you get a job in Paris and you're like fucking set, bro. And he's like, I got an offer in Paris. And then the girl's like, you should fucking take it. So he's like, yeah, I'll fucking take it. So he fucking takes it, and they get on the plane to go to Paris. And it turns out that the flight that they're on is the flight from the first fucking movie. And they see fucking Devon Sawa fucking freaking out or whatever on the plane. And the dude is like putting his bag away, and he's like, huh, that seems a little familiar. And then as the plane takes off, he's like, oh shit. And then he like looks over at his girlfriend, and she fucking gets sucked. Like this fucking shit blows up, and she gets sucked out. And he's like, help me, whatever. And they both get sucked out, and they both die. And then the dude that killed the dude at work gets crushed by the landing gear. There's a whole scene in the bar where this guy's like, oh man, fucking, I don't remember the guy he killed name. Fucking Kyle would have died anyway, man. He had a brain aneurysm. And he was like, what? You're like, yeah, he had like 3 weeks to live. And he's like, it's been like 3 weeks. So then the landing gear crashes to the top of the building and fucking, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. 5 is you know, 5 is okay. It all comes together in a kind of weird way. It's kind of sort of meaningless to try to watch these as like actual movies without like any little bit of thought into the mechanics of the universe, because it's just full of fucking holes. The fact that Death is like this sentient being and has like, you know, these big, he has to have these big, elaborate, ironic deaths, and for these people, he can never like just give them like a heart attack. Like honestly, Death could just be like, heart attack, heart attack, heart attack. Like what? There's nothing they could do. He has, for some reason in this universe, if you cheat Death, he like, he holds a grudge and he wants to have a vengeance or some shit. And you know, they imply kind of that Tony Todd is Death. He's credited as the devil or something in one of the movies. Whatever. I don't buy that shit. I think he's just a mortician who's just spooky. But so they're like, yeah, like, so in this universe, Death is like this sentient asshole who he just can't kill people. He has to kill them in like specific ways. And it's I mean, you cannot take these movies as a serious piece of like cinema. It's not cinema. This is like trash. This is trash movies, trashy taste. There's nothing wrong with that. I honestly quite like one. Basically, if it has Tony Todd in it, I like it. Give me 1, give me 2, give me 5. 3 and 4 were fucking miserable. I honestly almost skipped them entirely after like a half hour because I felt like I fucked up and put on the same movie. Felt like I was watching the exact same movie. 3 and 4 are very, very bad. 1, 2, and 3. Well, sorry, 1, 2, and 5 are bad, but they're not actively fucking awful, right? It's fine. The series of films as a whole, watching them back to back, I do not recommend watching them back to back. Do not watch them back to back. It is fucking painful. Take like a week break in between it. It was hell. It's literally the same movie 5 times in a row. And I don't know how many times I reiterate that. It's the same fucking movie. There's enjoyable bits, the deaths are different, but it's the same fucking shit. Death event happens, psychic thing happens, group avoids death, group learns a way to beat death. Turns out that doesn't work. It's the same fucking shit, but for like trashy kind of, I don't even say they're scary movies, trashy, just spectacle gore movies. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you watch the video, all 3 people who are gonna like watch this far, I appreciate you. Leave a comment, fucking like it. I might try to do a bunch of these like horror series, sort of whatever I want to call. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet. Series sucks. Does the series suck? Series sucky? Sucky series? Suck? I don't fucking know. I haven't thought of a name. Might try to do a bunch of these. I watched all the Scream movies. And I watched the 3 I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. Those movies are fucking awful. They're wow, like, yeah. All right, I might record that shit right now actually because it's just fresh in my mind. Yeah, I mean, I could, you know, throw some shit together. Who knows? Share my shit if you like it. Whatever. It's I do not do these for any other reason other than I have to rant, and it's on YouTube. Hey, why not? Fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.